Did you know using a fork was once considered sinful? Hard to believe, but in medieval Europe it really was. Then came a long, slippery food with dripping sauce, spaghetti, and that changed everything. This is more than just a food story. It's a story of cultural revolution. Why was the fork considered sinful? Long before the fork became a common table utensil, it was used by Byzantine nobles, especially women of high rank. But in the 11th century, a Byzantine princess married into a Venetian royal family, bringing with her a set of golden forks. Instead of admiration, she was met with outrage. The local church condemned the fork as a symbol of pride and blasphemy. Why? Its shape, 2 or 3 sharp prongs, reminded many of Satan's trident. It was even called the devil's instrument. Church leaders insisted, God gave us 10 fingers. What more do we need to eat? Eating with hands was seen as humble and holy. Using a fork, on the other hand, was called an arrogant act of vanity. In some religious texts, it was even written, "He who uses a fork defies the will of God." As a result, forks were rejected across much of Europe, seen as dangerous tools of sin, especially among women of status. Spaghetti comes from the Italian word spago, meaning thin string. It first appeared in 12th century Sicily as a type of dried pasta. At first, it was eaten with cheese or olive oil, simple and clean. But in the late 1500s, tomatoes arrived from the New World. That's when spaghetti became what we know today, saucy, slippery, and messy. Eating it by hand? Disaster. With a spoon? Not much better. That's when Italians quietly returned to the fork. Nobles in Naples and southern Italy began using forks again, and people joked, "Spaghetti is the reason the fork must be forgiven." Thus began the fork's cultural comeback. How spaghetti saved the fork. Spaghetti created a problem religion couldn't ignore. It was nearly impossible to eat without a fork. By the late 1700s, even the Catholic Church loosened its position. Forks began appearing in formal etiquette documents. No longer a symbol of sin, forks became a sign of grace and elegance. The Industrial Revolution helped too. Forks were mass-produced, becoming affordable for everyone. From royalty to the working class, the fork was no longer the devil's tool. It had become a universal utensil. Today, when we twist spaghetti around our fork, we're not just eating, we're reliving a moment in cultural revolution. One where practicality won over fear, and spaghetti changed the way the world dines. If spaghetti hadn't challenged the church, we might still be eating with our hands. Sometimes, it takes a little pasta to change history. Like what you just learned? Hit subscribe, leave a comment, and let us know. What other forbidden foods would you like us to uncover?